Tuesday Night Live, Wednesday morning, 9:03 in northern Thailand, coming at you from the Maladara Retreat Center in beautiful Doi Phuket, Thailand. We're about a half hour outside of Chiang Mai, which is one of the digital nomad capitals. Very cool town if you've never had an opportunity to be here before. Anyway, today's live, which is usually scheduled for Monday, I'm a day late because of some things that have been going on here at the center and in town. However, what I want to cover, I intend will be very inspiring for you, and just a powerful reminder. I had to go into the main town yesterday, and which is Chiang Mai, and a lot of lower vibrational 3D fear-based stuff and programs being run here. You know, a lot by the government. This country is run by the military currently, and you know, even with all the tools that I have and practice every single day and have for 20 years, it's still, hey Davia, great to see you. I want to be very careful how I phrase this, but let's just say it's very interesting to observe how people so easily go along with the program. I mean, I went into a restaurant, beautiful restaurant, run by some Italian people, so they're not even Thai. But I guess one of the requirements here in Thailand is you have the temperature scanner thing whenever you walk into a place. And then you've also got, you know, the big jug of hand sanitizer. And people are just like, scan. I mean, it's like you don't even know if you have a temperature or if you feel right. It's like people are just going along with this like it's the norm. And it's part of the waking up process for sure, because the very fascinating part about it and frustrating part for a lot of us that have been going down the rabbit hole for a long time is that how can these people so easily go along with this? And, you know, one of the things in psychology is if you just keep feeding people the same story or telling them to do the same thing over and over, sooner or later, a lot of them will just go along with it, either because they're not clearly thinking for themselves or they don't want to be judged by others. They don't want to create waves. It's just easier to submit. That's a very dangerous way to be, you know? And so one of the greatest keys that I ever realized on my awakening journey is that we are walking magnets. And it's so easy if you just think about this and you set your intention to understand this and to work it. If you were to ask yourself right now, so we have 4 people on here right now, it looks like. I'm sure many more will see this, but you know, where's your magnet set to right now? If you were to really be honest with yourself. And it's okay, be honest, because that's the whole key. Well, I'm feeling upset. I'm feeling pissed off. I have to go into a job wearing a mask, or none of my family and a lot of my friends aren't awake or whatever. Got it. Okay, so that's the external mirror. That's the external hologram that's in reverse. That's our teacher. So if you were to tune in and go, okay, so if I'm a walking magnet in every moment, and that is law, that's it, frequency and vibration, then where is my magnet set to right now? What am I consciously, intentionally, excitedly, or unconsciously just kind of navigating or struggling through this, you know, pandemic or whatever? And it's super, super key to tune into this, especially for me every single morning. It's part of the whole waking up in the dream journey. It's part of what I take people through every month, the 4 or 5 people that I journey with and mentor one-on-one. Super, super key. if you're not waking up first thing in the morning out of what my mentor Don Miguel Ruiz called the sleeping dream, and your head's on that pillow, and you're not tuning in and consciously creating your reality in that moment before those 50 to 80,000 automatic thoughts that most of us run every day start running, then guess what's going to happen? Then we're basically going to be pulling in 3D in yesterday and the memories and the programs and the beliefs and what we got to do with us. And it doesn't mean that this is bad. The whole key is to get out of judgment of good or bad, but to track how we feel. I just got thrown off because Pio just said Sawadee Krap, which is Thai, which even though I've been in Thailand 4 years, my Thai is still kind of nit noi. I only know that I can get by, but that was a good one. That threw me off. Okay, Sawadee Krap. So where is your magnetic frequency set to? And how many times a day? This is the whole game. This is it. If you were to focus on anything, you don't have to try, you don't have to push, you don't have to wish, you don't have to hope. All those are spell words that tell your subconscious it's not here yet. And if you were given one assignment, let's not call this an assignment because that sounds like school or something, which is another system of control currently. If you were to be given an invitation every day and you were told that you could have anything you desire if you did this one thing, or if you worked for a company and they said, we're not only going to give you $500,000 a year, but we're going to give you anything that you desire if you only focus on this one thing. That's the only thing that you do for this company. You focus on one single thing from the time you clock in until the time you go to sleep. What would you say? What would you say if you were in an interview and they said, we'll give you $500,000 or $1 million or everything you ever desired if you will just commit every day to doing this one thing? Everybody would be signing up. They'd be like, yeah. And here's the invitation every time I come on alive, and it's free. So how many people are doing it? How many people are paying themselves? How many people are consciously magnetizing in excitedly, gratefully, playfully with their imagination what they desire? It's this simple. It's this simple. And I would love to have, if anybody has any questions, if you're struggling or going through anything right now, pop them in. We're not going to get into dark conspiracy facts. They're not theories at this point, everybody knows. But if you have questions, pop them in. You know, we're all here to help each other. We're raising the frequency. We have 10 people here on this call right now that are tuned in, and I intend that this is resonating with them. But listen again to this invitation and the value of it. And it costs you nothing. But yeah, remind yourself. As soon as I wake up and my head's on the pillow, I'm like, okay, apparently I get another day in this reality called Earth or universe or whatever we want to call it. And I immediately go into breathing into every one of my trillions of cells that's been loving on me since I've been in the womb, serving me unconditionally, even while I'm asleep, not thinking at all, beating my heart, purifying my blood, running every single function in my body since I was born. And so I immediately start loving on my body. I smile. And now, because I know that this works, and it works more than anything else you'll ever do, I'm happy. So now my frequency is going up and my head's still on the pillow. So before I step 1 foot out of bed, and this doesn't take that long, I mean, in the beginning, it's great if you spend a half hour or an hour just loving on your body. You don't have to rush to go do anything, to get in the car, to get the kids ready for school. None of that. Set a little bit of extra time on your alarm if you use an alarm to get up, you know? And so key. This is so key. And you can have anything that you desire without having to work hard, struggle, sweat, or sacrifice. Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Every cell in my body is happy. I can't tell you, when I begin the 30-day transformational journey with people every month, how many people don't talk to their cells? Not only first thing in the morning, but at any time. Every one of the trillions of cells that's in this beautiful, magnificent body of yours is consciously aware, and it's listening to every single thought, word, and then the emotional frequency that we put on top of that, which my favorite one is excitement, joy, laughter, imagination, music, playfulness, nature, animals. It's so simple. I would love for people to pop in here if they're having a tough time, because it's not always super easy. I have challenges. I get pissed off. I just don't get pissed off at people, and I don't allow that energy to go out onto anybody. But I get triggered once in a while if my computer, is messing up, or, just little things. But as soon as I feel that frequency, I know I just dipped back down and my magnet just got lowered, so I can feel it. So I go, okay, Jeff, what is this trying to show me or teach me? And usually 9 times out of 10, it's number one, that I'm getting impatient, I'm in a hurry, or maybe I've been on my computer pushing for 6 hours straight, and it's time to take a break. I don't need to beat myself up. I just notice and I go, oh, isn't that interesting? I've been pushing too hard. I'm frustrated. Or maybe I'm not supposed to be doing what I'm doing anymore, even if I've been doing it for 12 years and I'm heavily invested and I've got 401k and all this. It's all bullshit anyway. I mean, for anybody that has, I don't mean that if you've, invested in your future. I just mean the programs. They can be taken away at any time. You can die any day, thinking that, when I'm 65, then I'll finally be able to start living. It's such a deceptive 3D program. Living is today, it's now. And you can be building on your future for your family and everything. That's great. But where is your magnet today? Where is your magnet right now? Because when I woke up this morning, I was pumped up because I always do that. But then I got out of bed and I was like, okay, I didn't do my live yesterday because I had to go into town and deal with my passport and stuff. That was a trip. Talk about 3D. Maybe I'll get into that later, but what a trip. What a interesting opportunity to be the observer. I went into the bank to get a money order for $3, which is, the money here is called baht, B-A-H-T. So it was 100 baht, $3 to have the embassy in Bangkok send back my new passport to me in a couple of weeks. I had to go in, had to take a number, had to wear a mask. I never cover my nose. I never restrict my breathing. But to go into the bank, you got to put it on. So fucking blows, but that's the only time I do it. And I never really have to go into the bank because there's an ATM and I can always deposit or pull out. So I limit my stuff, but I do what I got to do. So I had to sign my name 4 times. And the paperwork that was done for this one little $3 check was unbelievable. My heart was just going out to these tellers. And there's a line of people, and unbelievable. But anyway, so where is your magnet set? Hey, Sasha, great to see you. What a beautiful mirror. How wonderful. Many of these people I've never met in person. And how wonderful is it that there's 16 people on here right now holding a specific frequency. And even if somebody's on here and they're not having the best day, or they're living somewhere where it kind of really sucks right now, hey, Elaine, right now there's 17 people holding a frequency together, and it's raising the frequency of the entire planet. That's something to celebrate, if nothing else. And so, if you're just joining, the whole topic of this is we are walking magnets. Super simple, right? Duh. But how many people are consciously tuning in and setting that magnet from the minute they wake up in the morning? And then, you're going to go in and out. I do. I've just set up my life, luckily now, that I pretty much only do what I love. And I love helping other people to get to that point. And if you don't know me and you're thinking, well, you must be wealthy or rich, I'm both of those now, but not based on my bank account. I'm wealthy and rich because I have my health. I'm doing what I love every day. I live in Thailand, where it's ridiculously cheap to live. I live in a 5-star yoga retreat center with a saltwater swimming pool surrounded by orchids and coconuts and the most beautiful flowers. And our owner here, Ploy, planted a rose garden that would win awards. And we've got an outdoor yoga pavilion and a sound healing room and a vegetarian restaurant, like 5 stars. So you would think, I could never afford to go there. Yeah, you can. Because in Thailand, it's like 6 times cheaper to live than in the US, which is what I mainly know. But US, Australia, UK. So when I say that I'm wealthy, don't think I'm just some guy that, there's room. In fact, because of what's going on with the scam, we've got like 6 beautiful domes that are just sitting out in the bed. Look up maladara.com. It's amazing. And see, I used to look at these people. I'm typing this into the chat right now. I used to look at these other people and I'm like, how can they afford to go on all these retreats to Bali and all this stuff? And I kind of was talking myself out of the game, like, I've never been able to do that. Well, if you're telling your subconscious you've never been able to do that, the subconscious only knows how to take direct orders. So it's going, I guess we don't know how to do that. Instead of going, I'm doing that. I might not know how I'm doing it, but I'm fricking doing that. And, the way I ended up here was a total fluke, but I followed my heart. And following my heart turned into this whole incredible journey of doing what I'm doing here. But you can do it. And that's what I'm into, supporting people around, because this is not for the people that are only rich. This is not for the people that have to work hard and slave. This is for you. It's your time now. You can manifest and attract any one of these timelines. They're already here. Now, the 3D program. Hey, Sauce, great to see you. Thank you so much. I'm just talking to Jeff. And it feels good because I know what I'm saying is true. But yes, I have to remind Jeff too. It's all right. The 3D program is intense. Let me rephrase that. The old 3D program that was being pushed was a little bit intense. And now it's all shifted. All the advertisements, everything was about lack, fear, difficulty. You got to work hard. You got to give up 65 years of your life. You have to go to school for 12 to 16 to 20 years. It's all bullshit. And we're waking up to it now. There's nothing wrong with doing anything you want to do, to learn anything you want to learn, if you love it. But to be told you have to do it so that you can chase a dangling carrot or have enough money or have a house or a car, that's bullshit. And that's going out the window. Okay? Very quickly. We came here for this. So I'm going to answer a beautiful question here. And I just want to stay on topic for those that just tuned in. However you can do it, whether you do it through the book, step by step, super, super, super easy. Not even thick. Everything's backwards in my camera. I'm like dyslexic. Not even thick, not even big text. Okay? You could probably read it in a day. The key isn't to rush through it. The key is to understand the three main parts to it that will allow you to create anything you desire in your reality. And if something doesn't come to you, then it probably wasn't meant to come to you. I thought I desired certain things, and I was like, why isn't this showing up? I've done all the right things. And then I realized, oh, I didn't really want that. I thought I wanted that, but it came with all this other stuff that wasn't for my soul's highest purpose. So when we begin to trust in our intuition and our soul's highest purpose, we can oftentimes see that what I thought I desired, I didn't even really want that. And only each one of us can decide that. But the key is, you're a walking, talking, breathing, magnetic force of the universe. You're unlimited, completely 1,000,000% unlimited. Do you believe that? Tune into that for a second. Breathe in, maybe close your eyes and go, do I believe that I am unlimited? Now, most of the spiritual people will go, of course, we're unlimited sovereign divine beings. No, I mean, do you believe it? In every cell of your body, do you feel it? Are you excited about that truth? Even if you haven't necessarily seen, well, I'm unlimited. I don't even know what that looks like. Does that mean that I can travel to different planets? Does it mean that I'm multidimensional? Does it mean that I can go talk to Ashtar Command or, just time shift or whatever? I don't know. I haven't experienced that stuff that I know of. I'm still playing around with music and nature and animals and art and people, and I'm pretty consumed with that. But yeah, when people tell me, I travel multidimensionally in my sleep and I talk to, all these angelic beings and stuff, and I'm like, I want to do that. I used to get frustrated about that. But then I realized that I'm everybody. So is there really anybody outside of us that people say that they're talking to? I don't know. And I'm not knocking it. Whatever works for you. But the key is to understand that you are unlimited. And I know very few people that really tune into the power of that word and consciously create their reality every single morning from that standpoint. It's like, how big can you think? And how big do you even really want to think? I mean, it's like, yeah, I love it. Getting there. Yeah. It's like when a little child comes into this world and they start to take in information and they begin to learn words and they begin to talk and get playful. Before like the age of 5 or 6 or 7, before their belief system gets crushed by a school system that was intentionally designed to teach them what to think instead of how to retain that beautiful imagination and never settle for 3D rules and confining small little tiny belief systems, which are a prison. Your belief system is a prison, right? Have you figured that one out yet? The ego won't like that one. What? Huh? Because the ego wants to think it's big, but its main thing is it needs to feel safe and in control. So if anything challenges that belief system, it can get triggered unless you're aware and you're like, oh, I just got triggered. What is that trying to teach me? What is that trying to teach me? Every time we have a judgment or a trigger, a less than thought, feel it in your body and go, oh, here's a gift. Here's a gift. Don't get upset about it. Or if you're like me and you do get upset once in a while, go, okay, I'm upset. Come right back to, what is this trying to show me or teach me? What is this trying to show me or teach me? Because if we don't, guess what? It's going to come back over and over and over and over in life and relationships, because the soul's path is set up for only one reason and one reason only, and that is to elevate and raise our conscious awareness until we understand and realize that we are truly unlimited. We can heal our bodies. We can reverse our aging. Yep. How many people on this call are playing with reversing their aging, speaking to their cells every day? Even if you don't totally believe it yet, even if you can't necessarily see it. Well, I've been talking to my cells for like 5 years now, and I'm not sure if I'm getting any older. In fact, I think I got more gray hair. Whatever. I know I feel amazing. And I know that I'm loving on my cells more than I ever have in my entire life. Nobody ever taught me to do that. Yeah, here's a good one. I love that. I capital A, capital M. That's how you deliver it. I am. Boom. So yeah, super, super key. I know you do, Davia. Davia went through the course. She's a rock star. Great person to connect with. She's in Florida. She's a Floridian. So again, are you aware that you're a walking, talking, vibrating magnet in every moment? And do you remind yourself of that every day? Yeah. From the time you wake up, and then the people that journey through the course and do the book, you'll set alarms on your phone. Super easy. Guess what? Again, it's free. You don't need to pay to go to college, to get a fake degree, to be in the club, to chase a dangling carrot. You just set alarms on your phone, which you already have. They go off every hour. There's a little message that says, "Oh, I love you," or "Where's my frequency right now?" You tune in for 30 seconds, maybe a minute, maybe 5 or 10 if you really want to amplify the field and kick some ass with your unlimited divine self. But how many people will listen to this and set alarms on their phone? It's really interesting. But if they invest in doing the one-on-one mentorship with me, then they'll do it. Why? Because they're invested. And I make sure they do it on the first call. We do it together. So, are you invested in you? Or are you investing most of your time in the system in some other company? That's a good one to look at. Because right now, with this incredible technology, I'm journeying with people every month all over the world. I would have never even really thought that was possible 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, I wasn't ready to do it. I was still studying and learning and, learning what programs were and uncovering wounds and automatic judgments and reactions. And, I was a judgeaholic. I was taught to judge. I grew up in Catholic school. It's the most judgmental place on earth. It's Judgment Day every day. And that's why I wrote a whole chapter on judgment in the book, but more importantly, how to dismantle it. Because judgment's the biggest addiction on the planet by far, way beyond drugs and alcohol. Those don't even come close. But most people don't realize when they're judging. In fact, they have an emotional charge to a judgment, something that triggers them. So that tricks their ego into what? Believing that they're right and justified. Well, I'm right. Why? Because I can feel it. I'm triggered. I have an emotion. No, you're not right. You just had an emotional trigger, an emotional reaction. So if you were taught in first grade, which is the only grade there ever needs to be, there doesn't need to be 12 to 16 to 20 years of school. First grade. What's an emotional reaction? How do your thoughts, your words, and the emotional frequency that you put on top of those create your reality? That's it. School's out. Here you go. You're graduated. Now you can go do what you want to do in life instead of giving up 65 years of your life to become what? The other spell word, retired. Re, to mean recycle. Tired, well, you know what that means. Do you think it's a mistake that they came up with that word? Okay. So there's a lot of spells going on in 3D, and we're moving out of it very quickly right now. Many of you are already out. And we might dip back down, up and down, because the dimensions aren't like up here, they're everywhere. It's just, where's your frequency? Where is your magnetic frequency set to right now? And how many times can you come back each day and remember that? Because that's going to be responsible for every single thing that you attract into your reality or that you may not attract, i.e., money, abundance, health, the perfect relationship, if there is such a thing. All relationships are for learning. Thank you. You're so kind. That almost makes me want to cry. Yeah, I'm passionate about this stuff. This morning I was getting ready to go because 9:33 right now. You can't make that up. I love you, Sasha, and everybody on the call. Thank you for being here. Collective energy feels great. I was getting ready to do the call and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. What am I going to talk about? So I talked to Master Wuji, my wild jungle dog. He's laying on the floor over there. Poor boy. Love him so much. He stayed with me last night. And I walked out into the retreat center this morning. The first thing I found was out by the kitchen, there was a big tin bowl, and it was flipped upside down outside, and it was making noise. And I was like, that's weird. One of the dogs must be out there messing around with it or whatever, but it kept doing it. So I go and I look around, and this bowl is like trying to pop up. It's about that big, just this like tin bowl. So I go get my phone because I know there's something underneath there. I thought it was a rat, but I go get my phone and the cat's sitting right there because the cat knows there's something under there. So I'm smart enough to know to pick up the cat because these cats are badass. They're like these jungle leopard frickin' cats, and they can go up against dogs that are 10 times their size and just to go, you don't even want to mess with me. They're really cool. So anyway, I lift the cat up onto the table. I lift up the bowl, and this beautiful dove just flies right out. That was how I started my day. And so it's just amazing when you set your intention to just be a magnet for magic and abundance. And it's not really even magic or miracles. It's the law. It's the law. If I set my magnet to love and joy and excitement, it gives me goosebumps. You can't fake those. Love, joy, excitement, playfulness. How many people are being playful every day? I see so many people right now, they're just trying to get through this, and I understand. I get it. This is like the final test. This is it. So we're there. We're already there. The light's already won. It's just that, fortunately or unfortunately, things have to be pushed in people's face so hard because they're still not even getting it. It's like, a mask doesn't work. It even says it on the box. It doesn't work. And if anybody's even got half a brain, that if there was a virus, it could go right into your eyeball. See that? It's called liquid. Anything can go right into your eyeball. I mean, at this point, come on. So yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate that. Yeah, the book kicks ass. And I'll tell you what, it took me a long time to say that because I never planned on writing a book. Many of you know I was a recording studio guy, guitar player. I still am. That's like my favorite thing to do, one of them. And, I just happened to meet Don Miguel Ruiz in San Diego in 2001. And one of the reasons, to be perfectly honest, that I went and I studied with him is because he was world famous. Oh, I get to be an apprentice of Miguel. But really, after the first time I heard him speak and I heard him tell his story of how we tell our story and it creates our reality, I was like, oh my God. So many people are mostly talking about what they don't want more of, but that's what they're talking about. And then when he got me to see that my belief system wasn't even mine, my head exploded. And that was a life-changing moment for me. I was like, oh my God, my belief system's not even mine. None of it. It all came from my parents, my grandparents, the school system, religion, history, science. None of that shit you can trust anymore, which is great. So who do you trust if you can't trust anything out there? Well, you can trust nature, and you know what I mean. Who do you trust? You trust your intuition and your internal guidance system. And you learn to trust that because it never lies. It might trick you if you've got an old wound underneath and you think that people are always doing things to you, but they're not. So that's the first key. That's the whole piece. That's the first part, which is super easy, of the waking up in the dream process. Inner healing. Got to do it, and it's super easy. It's not the dark night of the soul. It's the doorway into your complete freedom, and you can do it in a day or in a few days. And if you need assistance with that, reach out and let's do it. Let's go on a journey together. You'll never see reality the same way again, ever. It's the most powerful stuff I've ever come across, and that's why I put it together. I bought so many spiritual books, and I read them, and I'm like, this sounds really good. This sounds really good. This sounds really good. And a lot of them have good information, but none of them taught me how to do the 3 pieces that's in this book. And it's so fast and simple. You're like, why don't they teach everybody that in the first grade? Well, they're going to. They're going to. Yeah. You guys are so kind and wonderful. Oh, I love you too. Let's all meet and have a party. 9:39. Can't make that up. Wednesday morning. Everybody come to Maladar and stay for a month or stay forever. We're really into just having a killer community here. You know, people come here from all over, but it's great to just lock in with like-minded people and just keep supporting and uplifting and co-creating together. It's the best thing ever. Yeah. So does anybody have any questions? 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 Okay, I don't see any questions yet. Okay, here's something. Let me check this out. Okay, going back to this. Okay. Bridget says, I'd been in a funk because I accidentally kicked one of my cats. I felt under attack yesterday. I can so relate to this. She seemed terrified. Yeah. Wuji followed me. My wild jungle, he's not my dog, but it appears that we have some type of relationship together. He's the one that rides on my scooter every day and has trusted me since he was a little puppy. So today, he stayed with me last night. I didn't take him home to the woods, so he stayed with me. And he went out this morning, and I went up to the balcony, 2nd floor, which is above our vegetarian restaurant. And I came down, and there's a little door that closes on a spring. And Wuji knows how to push on the door because he pushes on the door from my dome every morning when he wants to go out in the morning. So I thought everything was cool. Well, he pushed on it once, and I thought it would open. But what happened is he didn't figure it out this time, and he went all the way up to the top, and he jumped off the balcony. I didn't see it, but the chef in the kitchen saw it. And Wuji came around the corner, and he's limping on his hind leg, and he's looking at me like, usually he looks at me like, I love you, let's party. And he was not happy. So it was my fault. I felt awful. See, I can totally relate to this. So just love on him. Things happen, you know? So what I learned is next time I really won't test Wuji if there's any way that he could get hurt. You know, it's a fine line. So yeah, you are divinely protected. So the key is, Bridget, in this case, feel the emotion, okay? Feel it. And then I always go, okay, this feels shitty. What is this trying to teach me? Well, number one, the first thing is it doesn't want you to beat yourself up more. And you didn't do anything wrong. You accidentally kicked your cat. I got up last night and the light, it was dark, and Wuji was standing there, and I kicked him in the head with my foot accidentally, and he yelped. I've never heard him yelp before in 9 months. And yeah, it scared him. And then I loved on him, and everything was cool immediately. He didn't hang on to it for like a long time. He's not too happy about his leg right now because it looks like it could be sore for a couple days, but that was kind of my fault. And yeah, I don't feel great about it, but he knows I love him. I love him. And now I'm just going to treat him like a prince all day, like I already do. So yeah, just love on yourself. So does anybody have any questions at all? Any questions? Okay, so Elaine says, I create my own reality. Yep. Yeah. Do not speak out any fear beliefs. Yeah, just observe. Observe. And the best thing to do is just, thank you, Elaine. And the best thing to do is, thank you, Mary. Love you too. What a joy to be on a call with 19 people that are amazing. The key is to just track your frequency in every moment and then surround yourself with people that are going to love on you. And, people reach out to me a lot and they say, I love your posts. And thank you. But they say, I don't have anybody around me to connect with or talk to. Well, you've got this technology. And what I can tell you right now is I live in Thailand. I haven't been back to my hometown of San Diego in 4 years. And I've lost touch with most of my friends there because for some reason, they don't want to do Facebook or Messenger or whatever. All right, I love them. There's no love lost. But the majority of people that I speak to day in and day out in all these different countries, I've never met them in person. It doesn't matter. It's all frequency and energy. You just reach out, you connect, go, wow, I love your posts or whatever. How cool. And people are like, oh, cool. What do you do? Oh, I do this. Oh, that's so great. Synchronicity, synchronicity, synchronicity. Next thing you know, your best friend you're talking to every day or whatever. So there's no excuse really for not being able to connect with any like-minded people at this time. This changed the entire planet, the entire game. It was supposed to happen, and it's happening. Yeah. So Elaine says working in cooperation. Yeah. Yeah, animals are my favorite. Yeah, God bless you, Elaine. Yeah, I'm with the wild jungle dogs every day. And hey, Diana. And the cool thing is, I want to share all of it. And I want to say thank you to everybody that donated. This week, the jungle dogs received over $200 US just from 3 or 4 people that were so kind and donated to my PayPal. Or not, it's not my PayPal, it's my Stripe. It's actually my website, portal2awakening.com/donate. And every penny goes to the dogs, the cats, and birds or any other animals that we're assisting. But it's so great because even Wuji, he's not my dog. He's just somebody I met in a field with his 2 sisters. Well, actually, there were more in the beginning. Some of you may remember his brother was like the consciously aware one that trusted me and was the first one to hop on my motor scooter. And then he got poisoned after about 90 days or even less than that. And Wuji, actually, interestingly enough, he was my least favorite of all the pups because he was a pussy. He was afraid of everything and he wouldn't come up to me. And he was like one of the last ones to warm up to me. But once he hopped on that scooter and we went for our first ride, that was it. It's like now every single day I pull up, he hops on and they actually fight for the spot on the scooter. But Wuji, we go for rides every day. So yeah, the animals are incredible. And everybody that's donated, I'm really, really grateful, because I put out my money every day. Yesterday, I went through $12 US of just the rawhide sticks. And I could have given away 100 more. But a lot of the times I come upon the most incredible dogs and I can't capture what they're doing in the moment, because if I go Facebook Live and all this, they kind of know I'm doing something and they don't like it. But when we're in the moment, you can have a dog that's been abused or living on the street. And all of a sudden, because of my voice, I get real lovey and playful with them. They start to come closer. And then you reach out your hand, you put it under their chin, never over their head because they don't dig that. They can't see it. Put it under their chin. And next thing you know, it's like I come back 2 days later and now I get to give them a massage every day. And it's magical. They're our greatest teachers. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Totally. Even when they frustrate us, because they're like little kids. Wuji's like a little kid, but he's so loving. All he does is love. So, any questions? And while I'm waiting for anybody to type in a question, I'm just going to go back over what I started with, okay? The shift is on, okay? We are here at the greatest time in recorded history. It's time to get excited. Yeah, it's time to get excited. And if you're not already. And so it's just super key. The tools are so simple. If you're living in a place where it's frustrating or it sucks or you don't like your job or whatever, figure out a way to shift out, because it's your soul telling you it ain't happening. And if your soul tells you, believe me, there's something way better, way better. The key is you might not be able to see it because it's so good that it hasn't even happened yet. But if you trust and you align with like-minded people, or you go through this course or another course, you know, if somebody else resonates better with you, it's your internal guidance system telling you that there's something way better. And everybody on this call and that watches this replay is beginning to see that the external 3D program is pretty much bullshit. Everything's been inverted, everything's been reversed, and everything's been stacked. From the money to the science, to the pharmaceuticals, to the health industry, to the school system, to religion. Yeah. I mean, pretty much my rule of thumb is, if it's made by a soulless corporation, and the reason why I call them soulless is because they pretty much are. If you know what a corporation is, it's a system created that doesn't have to adhere to the other laws of the people. They get breaks because they become part of the club. But what happens is every corporation, what do? They pretty much only focus on money. Money, 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 money. And many of the corporations, well, all the corporations that are run by the dark, like it or not, they're focused on harming and poisoning people. That's just the reality of it, okay? And you got to be able to see it. Don't let it pull you down. Just go, okay, I see what these fuckers are doing. All right. So getting pissed is a solution? No. Being the conscious observer and raising my frequency and choosing to not support any corporation at all. I will not go into any store or anything that's running the dark program. Yeah, at the beginning of this, I said I did have to go into my bank with a mask over my mouth, not covering my nose. And I was in there for 5 minutes because I'm in Thailand. They got a guard standing there. I had to do it. But I boycott everything else. And I haven't had to do anything else, you know? And so this is how we do it. This is what we do. We take our energy away from the 3D matrix. And next thing you know, you're hanging out with great people and you're like, wow, I went to the store once a month and now I don't have to go back. I'm just making choices that support my sovereignty and the sovereignty of the planet. I'm growing a garden. Wow, I never even knew how I could do it. And I just planted green beans 2 weeks ago and they're already this tall. I'm excited. How cool. And all this free information is on the internet and YouTube that tells me how to do it. How freaking wonderful. How amazing is this? How great. And when you're feeling amazing and you're happy, guess what? Now your magnet is just going woot, woot, woot. And you're pulling in all these other people and timelines and events that are on that frequency. Money, abundance, synchronicities. Oh, you'll never guess what happened. I just met somebody. She's down the street and she's a professional gardener and she just gave me all these tools and bing, bing, bing. It just keeps happening over and over and over and over. You're a magnet. Own it. Track it. Clear anything out of your frequency that you are still judgmental about. Is there anybody that you have not forgiven yet? Forgive them. And better yet, not only forgive them, thank them. Now that might trigger some people. If I journey with some people that have been horribly like sexually molested or, somebody got murdered. Okay. I'm not saying thank them if that doesn't fit the situation, but I mean, most people, they're all part of our soul contract, from your parents that don't understand you, that are asleep, maybe, to, the guy that screwed you over and stole your bank account 12 years ago that you're still pissed off about. Thank them. You probably did that to them in another life or whatever. It wouldn't be happening. What is the gift here? What is the gift here? What is the gift here? Start to shift into that and make it your mantra, and every single thing in your life and reality will shift for the better. Become the observer. Instead of judging, go, isn't that interesting? Isn't that so interesting? People just put all this hand sanitizer on their hands, like thinking that that's going to save them or some shit. People walk up and let this thing, 3D freaking brain thing on their head to take their temperature. No thanks. Nuh-uh. I've never done it. I walk right past it. It's not out of being snobby or anything. I mean, yeah, if there's somebody right there monitoring it, I put my arm up and then I teach them. I go, you don't want to put that thing on your head. And they go, oh shit, that makes sense. Even in Thai, they understand that when I can't explain it to them. Yeah, totally. Self-sufficient. You're an unlimited divine being, completely. And what's getting ready to happen is, man, if you guys, I don't know, I share a lot on YouTube. And recently in the last several months, I've had to be more careful what I share because they suspended my account. And I'm going to be here doing this because this is the most important thing. Anybody that's waking up can share all the other stuff, but you've seen all the stuff, that's been stacked against us. People are awake now, Okay. I love this question. Hey, Kelly. Great to see you. Okay. I'm about to lose my job due to the mandate. Got it. Okay, cool. Okay. I don't mean cool, but actually, let me be careful how I say that, but I'm excited for you because you're not supposed to be there. And God bless you. Let's everybody, 24 people on this call right now, envision Kelly manifesting and magnetizing the most cool, incredible thing that she gets to do, that she loves part-time, attracting more than she's ever attracted in her life. Yeah. Okay. So here's one thing I'm going to say about that, because I know nothing. But if that were me in that position, I would definitely, number one, make them fire me. Do not quit. Do not resign. Because what they're doing, number one, violates your constitutional rights, and it goes against the Nuremberg Code. So they're already in clear violation. They will lose in court. Nobody wants to hire an attorney and go through 6 months to a year of all that stress and all that bullshit. But make them fire you because they're in the wrong. And let them know calmly. You can talk to your boss instead of being aggro and go, probably you're being forced to do this, but I just want to let you know that what you're doing is illegal. It's unconstitutional. And I've got the best attorney in the world. And then they're like, oh shit. And they might go, I want to know your attorney's name because this job sucks and they're pressuring me up above and I want to get the hell out of here too because this is bullshit. You never know. They might be thinking the same thing you're thinking. But the bottom line is, don't let somebody force you, because if you decide to do it, then you just gave up all your rights. I'm not an attorney because that whole system it's rigged. It's maritime law, but it's all crumbling right now. So you're here at the best time. So we're sending you amazing energy, Kelly. I'm excited to see what's going to show up for you, what you create. Are you manifesting your reality every morning? Are you getting up every single morning? And even though there's a little bit of fear and you might be off balance right now, you're going, okay, I'm feeling the fear. Fuck that. So I feel it. And then I go, all right, what have I always really wanted to do? What would I do if I didn't have to pay bills? Or what do I want to do? What do I desire to do? What am I going to do? And kick ass at it. There you go. There's one opportunity out of a million. And so we just blasted you, 25 people, with a bunch of energy. And anybody else that's on this call, tune into that energy. If you haven't asked the question, but you're requiring a little bit of assistance or love right now, pull it out from here. We're sending it to you. Yeah, pull it. It's yours. It's not ours. You don't have to beg for it. It's yours. You are everything. You are the creator. Believe it. Own it. Tune into it. Get excited about it. The whole key is to notice when we don't feel good and to go, I'm feeling a little bit out. That's your first sign that you're believing an old program, or maybe you still haven't cleared a wound. And it's really, really easy to do. Okay? It really is. Yeah, I get on calls with people that journey with me. They go through the apprenticeship. Yeah, we might have some tears. Guess what? Tears are the greatest healing, if I may say, orgasmic, pure thing that the body will ever do. It is the greatest healing release that one can ever do. And you know what somebody does when they get on the week 1 call with me, the first call, and we go right into whatever their wound or their thing is? They reach up, they wipe the tear, and then they apologize. What a 3D bullshit program. You have to apologize for allowing your frequency and your healing to happen? No, that's a program from the school system. That's shame and guilt from your parents. Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry. You know, crying is so healing. And then if you're upset and you're angry about something that did something to you, then I have people kneel down in front of their bed, their mattress, stack a couple pillows, and use your forearms and pound that shit out. Get it out so you don't hurt yourself or anything. Yeah, tears are great. It's the most healing thing ever. And if you need assistance, come do this thing, man. It's so, I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to be taught in every school. To focus on these tools for 30 short days and to practice them and watch the PowerPoint trainings where you'll be able to see the program. You'll go, oh my God, I didn't even see that and I thought I was awake. It's okay. And then you see that almost everybody is running the same program and they don't see it. They defend it. Why do they defend it? Not because they really want to, but because they have an emotional trigger. And when that trigger hits their body, whether it's fear, judgment, reaction, or shame or guilt, they haven't been taught how to undo it. And it's so easy. So they react and they justify it because they feel it. So what happens is it just keeps repeating. And I journey with people that are 5, 6, 7, 8 decades young, and they clear things in the first week that they've been holding on to that have been tripping them up their entire life. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, right? Why aren't they teaching this? Well, there's a reason why. Because they want to keep people looping in the 3D. Well, that game is done. And we're here to kick its butt. So yeah, you can get a plastic bat too. Just move the energy and don't hurt anybody else, and understand that every single thing that happened to you was agreed upon on your soul contract. This is a tough one to understand, because when I first heard it, I'm like, I don't think so, Charlie. I'm like, I would have never signed up to go through all this shit. My dad dying when I was young, I didn't even know him, 2 stepfathers, 1 abusive, lack around the household, Catholic school, wearing a uniform and a bow tie every day, having pissed off angry nuns. Shame on me every day. Why? Because me and my best friend were the ones that were awake. And we didn't even know the first thing about being awake in 2nd grade, but we knew something was wrong. And we were calling them on it. And these 90+ year young nuns that were angry and pissed off, they knew that they'd been lied to. And that's why they were pissed. But they'd spent their whole life in the nunnery, watching priests abuse and molest children. Sorry to bring that up, but that's going on, and that's how they've been able to enslave people and put all these dark people in government, either through blackmail or they're part of that club. And this is all shifting. And the sooner people wake up to it and begin to save these children, everything's going to shift. It's already happening. So back to positivity, all right? Cool. So before I end this call, any questions? Any questions? Okay. This is intense, but I love Elaine, and she's honest. This happened to my sister too. Wow. God bless you, dear one. God bless you. That makes me want to cry. Wow, you're so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. We have to forgive. We can't hold on to any of these frequencies, people. We can't be judging ourselves or anybody else. Those frequencies don't exist in 5D. You cannot stay up there. You can't get in. And we're all going there. So this is the fast track right here, waking up in the dream. Once you see the program, like it says on there, you can't go back to sleep once you begin to see it. Once you see it, you go, oh, that's how I kept looping through that, because I kept getting triggered by that or by my limited belief system. Crush that belief system, play with it. Get the book or go watch the trainings on my YouTube channel. They're free. Portal to Awakening, or no, it's youtube.com/Portal to Awakening. Just like my website. They're free. Go through the process. Give yourself the gift. If you're struggling or things aren't the way you want, these are the keys. It's not rocket science. It works, and it works for every single person that goes through this. And then most of these people that I journey with go on to share this with other people. It's just natural because they're like, this is the only game in town. Conscious awareness is the only game in town. That's why you're not taught this. That's why all the billboards and the television and the programming and the media, and that's why they're constantly going to keep you distracted. They did a great job. They hijacked your DNA. But now it's coming back online. The frequencies that are coming in right now are amazing. You can feel it. And even if you can't feel it, you can see, just even being on Facebook, people are waking up. Look at the stuff they're posting. All the evidence is there of the scam. Proof, not just theories, proof for anybody that wants to see it. Go to bitshoot.com. You can find all the truth from all the really legitimate doctors, and it's mind-blowing. And most people, the way they get over on people is most good-hearted people could never conceive that people could be this diabolical and satanic. And something happened to them, or they're not human. I don't know. Or they got wounded, but something happened to them, and we send them compassion. Send them compassion. Because we're all of it. We're the light in the dark. You can't get into 5D and beyond and be up there if you're hating, even on pedophiles. I had to learn this one. You got to send them compassion. But yeah, if I saw one harming a child, I'd take him out right away. Luckily, I haven't been put in that situation. But we can't be holding any negative frequency towards anyone, including ourselves. So when you look in the mirror every day, do you go, I love you. I love you. Even if you're wearing glasses that you don't like, even if your hair's thinning out, whatever. I love you. We're playing in a dream. Your key is to understand that and to magnetize your magnet like a little child, that it's excited and playful. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I'm seeing the same people pretty much every day. So one thing you can do, Kim, and thank you for sharing that, you can go to my page where it says friends. And if you click on that and it drops down under following, I think there's an option that says see first. So I'll come up in your thing. The other thing is, if you don't comment or like on posts, then you won't see me anymore. It's all algorithms to keep us all hungry for more. But we're using Facebook for our advantage, and the whole tables have been turned. It's the greatest platform ever. I love Facebook. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you, George Soros. Goodbye now. I think they've already been removed from the planet, but I don't know. But I know that this platform is it. I've tried all of the other ones. I've got a Telegram account. I created a MeWe page. I haven't got any traction on any of them. So, I'm grateful for this. This kicks ass. This is great. I can call my mom for free in Messenger in the United States. Are you kidding me? We're connected right now. 26 people, 33 comments. I love all of you. I'm going to end here unless somebody wants to pop a question on. If you've been sitting back like I do, like I used to go to the 3-day dreaming weekends when I committed to an apprenticeship with my mentor, Don Miguel Ruiz, in 2001. And you had to commit. Wuji's limping. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. He was walking fine and then he laid down and now he's just limping. I'm so sorry, sweet boy. God dang it. I want to show you guys Wuji. Come here, sweet boy. You're so heavy. Oh my God. You're getting so big. Come here. Everybody wants to see you because you're so cool. There's Wuji. There's the Wooj. Say hi. Love all you. Yeah. He's getting so big I can barely even pick him up. But yeah, I met him in the woods when he was a little puppy. He's such a sweet boy. So I'm so sorry, sweet boy. That was my fault. God dang it. Yeah, it was my fault. He jumped off the second story balcony. God dang it. Okay, so anyway, before I leave, you're a magnet. You are a magnet. And there's nothing more important that you will ever do than realize that you are a magnet. And your thoughts, your words, and the emotion that you put behind that is attracting every single thing into your reality, whether you believe it or not. Test it out. You might have read books on the law of attraction and it didn't work. I paid for all these courses, two-handed tapping, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I paid for all these things. I gave away 11 copies of The Secret, the movie The Secret, when it came out. It didn't work for me because they left out the most important thing. You must see your desire is already here now. You must feel it is already here now. You must know that it's already here now, like a little kid. Little kids don't imagine anything in the future. It's here right now. That's why it's so key to do this envisioning process first thing every morning, and then set 15 alarms on your phone. If you only catch 5 of them a day, yep, it's 10:11 here too, 11:11, I love it. Okay, if you were to so you do it in the morning, you're lying in bed, you're loving on your body, you're feeling good no matter what you got to do, and you're like, man, I'm ramping up my frequency. I see the perfect relationships, the abundance, health, animals, art, concerts, music, nature, whatever it is. Boom. It's here now. It's never in the future. Never use words again like hope, wish, try, going to, want, need. They're all spells. They all tell your subconscious very clearly that it's not here yet. And the subconscious only knows how to do one thing. It's either here now or it's not. It's that simple. So when you learn this and you practice it, like earlier when I asked you, if a company said they were going to hire you and pay you $1 million, how about $1 million a month? And all you had to do was focus on your frequency and track that all day. And if you get out a little bit, you come back and you imagine it's here now, it's here now, it's here now. Fuck. It's so simple, people. It's so simple. And yeah, we forget. I do too. But I don't a lot anymore. I mean, I've set my life up where all I do is do this. I play music every day. I hang out with animals every day. I'm in nature every day. And I talk to people like this every day. And I eat good, healthy food. Many of you may know I used to live in a recording studio, 5 different ones for about 25 years. I used to eat at Jack in the Box and Taco Bell every day. I used to drink beer every day. Freaking partied my ass off and loved it. But that lowers your vibration big time, big time. So I shifted. It's it. I don't beat myself up about it, but I love on my body. I mean, your body entirely recreates its cells and its organs from scratch, like every 6 months or something. So nothing that you did before, you don't hold on to it and go, well, I'm probably screwed because, I did XYZ for 15 years. No, love on your body. Don't pull any of the past forward with you if it's not something you want more of. Get excited. Get excited. So I'm pretty sure the message was delivered here. I don't know how to say it any easier, any simpler, any clearer. And I'm glad I came on today because, again, when I was getting ready to do my live, I'm like, I don't know what to say. And I looked at all my titles in my StreamYard. It saves all my stuff because I upload them to YouTube so people can go watch them. And, all my titles are like, get out of 3D, get into 5D, manifest. I mean, it's all the same stuff. It's all it is. That's why I focus on it almost every call. Conscious awareness is the only game in town. Where is your magnetic frequency? Which thoughts, words, and the emotional frequency are you putting behind them? And are you catching yourself if you have fear, doubt? I have people that reach out to me all the time. They're interested in doing the course because they've seen one of my talks, and I get on a call with them and they're like, they know they want to do it, but the ego doesn't know what's going to happen during the course. And it's all gentle and it's all loving and it's all playful. But since the ego doesn't know, it's afraid and it doesn't want to let go. So they're like, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, okay, I love you. You are ready because you reached out to me. It's just that you're not quite ready to jump yet. And when they're ready, they will. So what I invite them to do, I just say, just be very gentle with yourself because you're ready. You don't reach out for a call to me to see if you're going to go through this if you're not ready. Yeah. But it's easy and it's fun. Yeah, if we have a couple tears, we have a couple tears. Next thing you know, you just cleared 40, 50, 60 years of shit like that. Could it really be that simple? Yeah. It is. And it's your time. So if you're interested, reach out, follow the links. And I'm just super honored, to even do this and to connect with such amazing people. I'm beyond words. I really am. I don't take this for granted. I don't put myself above anybody. Everybody's my teacher. Everybody, especially anybody that I might judge or that triggers me. It's easy to say, oh, my teacher is world famous. No, who cares? Everybody's my teacher, especially the ones that I may judge. And I catch those judgments quick now because I've trained myself to track that frequency every single day. So big love to all of you. Thank you to everybody. And thank you to everybody that shares these. And again, if you're interested in this at all, I'm not a closer. You get on a call with me. I don't try and talk you into doing this course. Believe me, if you don't want to do it and you're not ready, I don't want to do it because it's 30 days of us together locking in. And I don't want to be pulling on you every day if you're not ready. So, yeah. Hey, Mary, great to see you. Yeah. Anybody on this call is aligned because you don't hold 25 people on a call like this if you're not awake, because otherwise you just go, fuck this guy. Your ego would not like Jeff because I'm inviting you to look at your stuff, but this is the way out or the way in. But the way in is the way out. I don't know. I know nothing. I just know frequency. And thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have an incredible day or evening, wherever you're at. And lots of love. And I'll be back soon. All right. Thank you so much. Catch up soon.